So isn't this just a recipe for disaster? Yeah guys, I know. This is going to be fun. We catch back up to Wietske. On the last lap, we are right up her bumper now, setting the fastest lap time of the race in the meantime. She has a super good engine as well, so we don't really gain on her, but we just...
Hey guys, what's up, Rotax here, and welcome back to this brand new video. And today, once again, race weekend. Yes guys, it's time for the second round of the Dutch Tillotson T4 Series already. We had the last round 3 weeks ago, and let's just say that I was not too happy about how that race went. This time we're heading off to Kerpen, a track that I know really well, so let's hope we can get a better result this time. Anyways, enough yapping, let's hit the roads because I've got quite a long way to go. Well guys, we have arrived. The team of course is here, so we can put our cart in a tent and basically be here for the day. Yeah, Kerpen, we were here last week, just testing, training. In the past, this track has been strong for us, so I hope we can do the same again this weekend.
Boom!
Everything is here. Now it's time to build it up. Also, Mrs. Little Fast Woman has arrived. So yeah, today it will just be testing, testing carburetors, testing exhaust, testing setup. So yeah, let's build it up. Works. Going to go on track in a few minutes and see you guys later today.
Round 2 of the Dutch Tillotson T4 Series. Is it just me or is the season just flying by? Anyways, we are back at circuit Emmen in Kerpen, aka the old Schumacher track in Germany, for our second race of the season. The week before we were testing here and it went really well, so let's see if we can turn that into a good result. It was clear that testing the week before gave us an advantage in the first session, because both teammates were no match for me in the first session. That all changed for the next session though, because Wietske found more speed and things were now evenly matched. You can really see a difference in driving style between the two of us. Wietske has a very smooth driving style. She prefers to brake early, have smooth steering inputs and get on the power early. It almost looks like she is not even trying to go fast, but that is actually what makes it fast. Her driving style has the advantage of having super good exits, but the weakness of being easy to overtake, especially in hard braking zones. You can compare her driving style to that of Lewis Hamilton, who is also very smooth on all of the inputs. I on the other hand have a much more aggressive driving style. I like to be as late on the brakes as I possibly can and really attack the corners, taking as much entry speed as I can without compromising the corner. My driving style is much more high risk and prone to mistakes, but has the advantage of being really fast in wet conditions and in cold conditions, as well as having a braking advantage, especially in the wet. So Wietske and I are basically yin and yang, two opposites. When she is ahead of me, I constantly have to brake early to avoid hitting her, and when I am ahead, she has a tendency to tap my rear bumper on corner exits, because her initial exits are much better. By the way guys, we're back on the T4 cart, and if you own a T4 cart yourself and if you regularly take apart your T4 engine, you will know that it is super important not to get any dirt into the open ports of the carburetor and engine. For that, BenedurRacing.com has developed these plugs to keep any dirt from getting into parts you don't want it to be in. You can get them now at BenedurRacing.com, link in description. But where were we? Oh yeah, driving styles. Another advantage of Wietske's driving style is that it works much better in high grip conditions. And guess which way the track was evolving right now? Due to the fact that more and more rubber was being laid down on the track and the rising temperatures, grip levels started going up too. This meant that I had to change my driving style, which is a lot harder than it sounds. Luckily I have a teammate / girlfriend who masters this driving style, meaning all I had to do was to drive behind her and copy it. Which is easier said than done. You can already see that I started braking a lot earlier, but I was not entirely comfortable yet. When we look at Wietske, we can still see that she pulls away on exit, meaning I need to get the power down earlier. Now in order for us to do this, we need to be ready to get on the power. This consists of two things: having the right angle in the corner and having the right speed. We need to rotate the kart more on initial turn in and have it slow down more. So we not only need to brake earlier, but also harder. Great. At the end of the day though, I feel like we made a big step in the right direction. It was still not perfect, but definitely better than at the beginning of the day. I think we end the day on a good note and have a good base for tomorrow.
Alright guys, those were all the sessions of the day. We're quitting a little bit early because we have to check in at the hotel. And also we're going to the Schumacher restaurant again. Yeah, we learned a lot today. I think we improved the driving a lot. We also found a little bit in the setup. And I still think we're missing a little bit of engine power. So let's clean up the cart, then we go to the hotel, then we're going to have some nice food. So let's go. Guys, it's time again. We are back. We're going to have some nice food together with some friends, and yeah, I think we had a pretty good day. Cart's all ready for tomorrow. Let's have some food now. Well guys, we're back at the hotel. Excuse my teary eyes, I just took out my contacts. If you guys didn't know, by the way, I have contact lenses or glasses. But yeah, had some good food, happy about the day. Let's do it again tomorrow. Bye bye.
Good morning guys and welcome to this Saturday. My night was a little bit rough, I didn't sleep as well as I wanted to. Now time for breakfast, and German hotels always have really good breakfast, so let's have a look. Kaas.
Alright guys, we have arrived. Time to go out on track. Cart's ready because of my wonderful mechanic back there. And yeah, let's see how it goes.
We will be going out on a new set because I gave my used tires to someone who didn't have tires, so yeah, good excuse to go on new ones, I think.
And yeah, today we're going to test a bunch of things. I hope we're going to test a new engine because I still feel like we're lacking a little bit of power, but we'll see about that. Anyways, see you guys in the first session.
Day 2. Time to get a little bit more serious. More of our competitors arrived, lap times dropped as the fast engines were now being deployed. In other words, time to get serious. We go out on a new set of tires because I gave my other ones away. The T4 tires are really consistent throughout their entire life, so new tires are not necessarily faster than used ones. We slowly get up to speed and have some traffic to clear, so I could forget setting a fast lap time. In the next session I decided to go out alone, unlike yesterday. I wanted to have some free track ahead of me to start improving my driving by really focusing on myself. One bizarre trick that I found was taking the inside curb in this corner here. In the past you would not even think about touching that curb, but after the track got resurfaced in 2023, some corner dynamics drastically changed. It wasn't just a matter of sending your kart over the curb though. You need to have the weight of the kart shifted all the way to the right and get on the power before you touch the curb. If you fail to do this, you will get a big jolt and your exit speed will be ruined. It was a big risk and you needed to get it exactly right if you wanted to be fast. I felt like I got it working though, and I could now get on the power earlier and take more speed through the corner, which is very good for lap time of course. So I felt like we worked a lot on our driving. Let's see how it compares to some of the quicker drivers in the field. I started reeling in the number 321 lap by lap, slowly getting closer and closer to his rear bumper. It was clear that the middle sector was very strong for us. I feel like we are still lacking acceleration from lower revs. Top speed seemed to be better this time around, but just look at how much we lose on the straight, whilst our exit was better. So that sucked, but we did have a brand new engine being prepared for us, it just wasn't ready yet. So in the meantime we were stuck with our slow engine, and my teammate Yuri and Wietske were setting some crazy lap times, about 4/10 a lap quicker than I currently was, and about 2 or 3/10 quicker than the entire field, so we had some time to find. To see where I was losing time, I decided to go out together with Wietske and my other teammate Jorn. I was leading the train with Wietske in second and Jorn in third. I got stuck behind this guy here, which allowed Wietske to overtake me and properly deal with the traffic, by sending him to the shadow realm. I then got caught up in some battles with Jorn, which wasn't the smartest idea because now Wietske was bolting away. She was definitely the fastest driver of the field at this very moment, which is clearly visible. And I knew I had some work to do if I even wanted to get close to her speed. For the next session, I agreed with my other teammate Yuri to go out on track together. He too noticed that my engine was not running smoothly and agreed to bump draft me for a few laps. And here is some footage of the first time he pushed me. Yeah, that speed difference was massive. He bump drafts me for a few laps more, after which he overtakes me, gives me slipstream and then bolts away. He was clearly faster than us, but in his slipstream I actually managed to set the fastest lap of the session, a 51.4. So the speed is sort of there, but we just needed a teammate for both slipstream and bump draft. The fact that we were lacking engine power was very frustrating and it started to take a toll on me mentally. If you're a racing driver, you will know how frustrating a mechanical issue like this can be. Luckily for the final 2 sessions we had a new engine. Unfortunately my GoPro thought it was a good idea to corrupt those media files, so unfortunately I have no footage to show you guys. These 2 sessions were important for the rest of the weekend however, so I'll just tell you how they went. The engine definitely felt better, but it was hard to say what our true pace was when we had to do both a run-in of the engine and also overtake copious amounts of traffic. Once the engine was run in, it was time for the last session and I decided to go out together with Roskilde. Luckily the engine was running really well and we were once again topping the timing sheets together with Roskilde. So at the end of the day, with a fast engine, I think it turned out okay.
What a day, guys. I don't even know where to start. I'm literally speechless, I don't know what to say. So much happened today. We tried so many different things. Kevin, my mechanic, he worked his butt off. Big shout out to him because he really worked hard for me. But in the end, it turned out okay. I think Roskilde and me were about a 10th clear of everyone, but we were both making so many mistakes. I think if we both get our driving correct, we are so much faster. Also, Roskilde had some mechanical issues with her steering, so that should be fixed. I was just making a mistake every corner, Roskilde as well. But I am happy that we finally have a good engine. It took some complaining. I also even had a little bit of a fight with the team, but in the end, I was right, so that's nice. But yeah, we talked about it, it's all good now. We have a good engine, yeah, full ready for tomorrow. Now we're going to have some food. We just ordered a nice burger and yeah, we're just going to eat in our hotel room here. Also one thing that's a little bit better. Yesterday I had like this really big bump here, it's better now. I put some foam in the seat, which is better. This is my camera setup, by the way, because people are asking me. So yeah, even though pretty much every session went shit, I think we have a good engine now. Kart feels good as well. We also definitely found a lot in our driving, which is nice for once. And yeah, fully ready for tomorrow. I think we have to drive smart together, because not only could that cost us a win, but also it could cost us the relationship maybe. Oh, but we just have to be smart. In the end, we're both experienced drivers, so yeah. Anyways, guys, we're going to have some nice food, going to cool down a bit because it was quite hot today, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.
Alright guys, good morning. I have to say that was not the best night of sleep we could have gotten. Both of us are down with some virus. We both have some troubles with our stomachs and just not feeling well, going to the toilet. I think we only slept for like 4 hours, maybe 3.5, which is not enough. But hey, nothing we can do about it. Let's have some food and then go to the track because race day.
Alright guys, we're at the track now, carts are ready to go.
We'll be running in the tires during the warm-up, so there will be no onboards because these things need to be run in before quali.
Need to get a few more things done and then see you guys in quali.
Alright, qualifying time. At the last race we had a perfect track position to set our lap time, but we were just too slow. In karting, getting a clean lap in qualifying is super important. Ideally you want to have slipstream, but not traffic. I made an agreement with Roskilde about giving each other slipstream, so we went out together. Because we had 35 drivers on track, it was super important for the two of us to find some free track ahead, which is what we were doing here. With some waiting and communication, it's very possible to get some free track ahead of you, which we eventually got, so we could start pushing. However, we severely underestimated the speed difference between the karts ahead and we caught up in no time. We again let ourselves drop back, this time with Roskilde taking the lead. I noticed however that we were quite a bit faster, so I decided to overtake her and to give her slipstream. A few laps later I had pulled away by a few kart lengths, so I decided to let her pass again. However, by letting her pass in this corner, I ended up accidentally blocking one of her good laps. This resulted in a semi-optimal qualifying for both of us, with me in P6 and Roskilde in P8 after penalties. So it's not terrible, but it's definitely not optimal.
Alright guys, that was quali. We did a classic Red Actions messes up his track position. Also, in doing so I was also holding up Roskilde, so I feel very guilty about that. I think pole was definitely on the table, I just messed it up myself. In my best lap I actually got held up in the final corner and that cost me about 3 to 4 tenths maybe. And that would have been around the lap time for pole, so yeah. Anyways, I also wasn't really happy with how the kart felt. Wietska also wasn't happy with how the kart felt. I feel like the setup change that we found yesterday that worked really well in high grip conditions doesn't work anymore now. So yeah, we just hope that the track will get more grip, or we have to change it back so that the back end will just get more grip from the setup. But hey, we'll see. First we have some nice races to watch.
Let's look at some juniors.
Sorry.
Alright guys, welcome back aboard our Tillotson T4 kart, getting ready here for the start of the first heat of the second race of the championship here in Kerpen. We roll onto the tram lines now, 5 or 6 red lights, and away we go. It's actually a flag that dropped. We are already up to P5 because we got a really good initial getaway. Getting up to P4 now, slithering up the inside of our teammate Jorn. Almost getting up to P3 there, but the guy on the outside broke very late. You can see that he kind of gets squeezed by the 311, which slows them both down. And I decided just to go full risk around the outside. We're very lucky to not get touched there, and we find ourselves up into P2. So we went from P6 to P2 in about 3 corners. So that's a really good start, and it's actually really good for the championship. Because if you guys didn't know, the ticket to the World Championship in Valencia can be won by winning the Dutch Championship or getting P2, in which case you will get a 50% discount to going to the World Championship. And of course we want to win that ticket, so it's very important that we get some good results, because the first race of the championship we had some bad luck, which resulted in some bad results, I think about P7 in the end. So getting up to P2 now is very useful for us. Of course we have 2 more heats this day to compete in, but getting P2 at the start of the first heat is of course always good. Anyways, we're in lap 2 now. We have a little bit of a gap to close ahead of us. And right behind me, and actually now right in front of me, is the 347, aka our teammate Jorn. You know him from yesterday. He was quite rapid in this race too, so I decided to let him go here, not fight him too much. Try to use the slipstream, which is very important in Tillotson, working together to catch up to the guy ahead. Here you can see just how powerful the slipstream is. It already sucking us towards his rear bumper. But one thing I also noticed is that I was kind of faster than Jorn in some corners. And I felt like he was just holding us up both. So I felt like it was better for me to be ahead and him be in the slipstream. So I was kind of already planning to make a move here, because as you can see the P1 is actually bolting away. So I decided to go for the move here to let us both have the best possible situation. Here you can see me signaling to him, let's move forward. Yeah, the reason that I found myself a little bit faster at this point in time was that we were running extremely low tire pressures. And when you have extremely low tire pressures, the pace in the race will come a little bit later. Maybe Jorn was running some higher tire pressures, because as you can see now in lap 6, we are right up the bumper of P1. And we actually pulled away from Jorn here a little bit by about half a second, which is quite hard to do in these Tillotson cars, which are very dependent on slipstream, of course. It's kind of like having DRS in F1. Once you break away from like about a second to the guy behind you, it's just a lot easier to pull away. Anyways, let's focus on the guy ahead of us now, P1. He's also wearing the golden number 1 on his card, because he's actually leader of the championship right now. But you can just see that we have massive overspeed. So I'm kind of planning the same move that we did on Jorn. So we line up the move here, go up the inside, and that's a beautiful move for P1. We kind of touched Cyprus there a little bit, but hey, done and dusted. We are now in P1 in lap 7 of the race. Let's see if we can hold this position, because of course there's no better position to be in than in P1. And it feels good to finally be back in P1 again in Tillotson T4 quite a long time ago. It's about a year ago now. There we overtake some back markers on the left hand side, because they were getting blue flags. If you guys didn't know, we are running in the T4 senior class, but also some masters are with us. And here we actually get overtaken as I get interrupted by my own action. We're now back into P3 with Jorn in P1 and Timon, the other guy, in P2. But I actually wasn't stressing here too much, because I knew I was faster. They just could keep up with me because of the slipstream. So I knew I could just, take my time to overtake them back. So yeah, no real stress here. I just go for my move neatly here into turn 1. No biggie. Just, out of the book overtake really. And now we had to also overtake Jorn. I signaled to Timon there to not overtake me, and work together to catch Jorn, because he did pull out a little bit of a gap. I think this is about 2 or 3 kart lengths, but you can also see that we are just much faster. Look how much we're gaining in the corners here. Especially in this section, I felt like I had a big pace advantage. So, and also, especially coming out of this hairpin to the left here, we were now super fast. We completely mastered this corner. So much so, in fact, that we get such a good exit and a little bit of slipstream and a good engine to pull alongside into the bravery corner, which is actually what it's called in German. It's called Mutkurve, which is German for bravery corner. But we're now back in P1, which is good, of course. And now you can really see that I was not talking crap during the last race, that I had a bad engine. We have a good engine now, and we can start winning again, which is nice, like last year. Anyways, let's focus on the race. Still lap 9, of course, 3 more laps to go. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here too much and focus on pulling away. We need the points for the championship. P1 is 55 points, which is drastically needed. Now we're skipping ahead to lap 11. You can see that we didn't manage to pull away this time. Jorn is right behind us, and I actually allowed him to overtake here because I wanted to do a switchback. But what I didn't expect was that Timon was actually really close behind, and he actually also overtook us there. So now Timon is back in P1. Now Jorn is back in P1, and let's see if we can go for the dive from here and not give away this win. But you can see that we get a little bit of bad exit, and we almost, we just about squeeze out Timon, which allows Jorn to pull away. So we actually ruined a race win there because I didn't defend. I wanted to switch back Jorn. I didn't expect Timon there. I should have defended, which I didn't do. And now we're in P2. Yeah, that sucks. It's the last lap already. We're not going to catch him back, which really sucks. Anyways, P2. Still good for the championship, I think. Of course, would have preferred to get P1 because winning is nice. But we didn't. But still, good points for the championship. But if we actually look at the results here, you can see that we got P6. Why did we get P6? Well, actually, after the race, we got a time penalty for unsportsmanlike driving. And if you were wondering why we got that penalty, I still don't know either. We actually went to complain to the stewards about this penalty after the race, but they didn't want to hear me. But in the end, I think we got the penalty for this overtake, in which we slightly banged wheels, whilst I was already ahead and into the corner. So yeah, that sucks. Even if we did keep P1 in the end, we still would have gotten demoted back to P6 because of the 5-second penalty. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. And also very frustrating. We worked so hard to get some speed back. We found it, we almost won the race, only to be punished like that for basically nothing. Anyways, the stewards made the decision, nothing we can do about it. Full focus on race 2 to see if we can still reclaim some points to win that ticket, which is gradually slipping away from us at this pace.
Yeah, that is the most frustrating penalty I have ever gotten. Yeah, in my opinion, it's just hard racing. But yeah, the stewards thought otherwise, and also they don't allow protests. We can't show them the footage. So yeah, the decision is final, and yeah, that cost us 4 positions. Anyway, the speed was good. Could have gotten P1 on track if I kept the door closed in the last lap there in turn 1. But yeah. That was my own mistake, fully admit that. Could have won it, but I didn't. But yeah, that penalty is big BS in my opinion, and there's nothing we can do. So let's try better for race 2, see if we can still get a podium today. I think our chances have been reduced quite significantly. But we're just still going to try, of course, not going to give up. And yeah, see you guys in race 2.
Alright guys, welcome back aboard. We are now starting in P6. We can see our girlfriend there on the right there, just in front of us in P3. She actually got really lucky with penalties, is now starting in P3. Anyways, we run to the tram lines now. The flag drops and away we go. We actually get a little bit of a bad getaway, dropping down to P7 for a small moment. But I decide to once again launch it around the outside, which worked for us in the first race. But then unfortunately... Yes guys, as if it could not get any worse and as if I have not had enough bad luck in my career, the chain snapped in turn 1, which is something that completely blew our mind. Actually the team boss had never had a snapped chain with the T4 card ever before. Yeah, this just doesn't help. Also we have to now start from basically last position in the last heat. let's just go to that instead. Alright guys, last heat of the day, nothing to lose. And whenever I have a heat in which I have nothing to lose, I tend to drive a little bit better than I usually do, because I just go balls to the wall. Anyways, we're onto the tram lines now, flag drops, and away we go. We immediately gain a position on... Oh no, we immediately lose a position on the right there, as we are now demoted back to the last position. I decided to have a risky move around the outside again, which actually works for us this time. We get up to P29. And now it was time to get our head down and overtake at every opportunity we get. We do it here. We get another overtake there on our teammates with the bright yellow helmet. Here the 379 leaves the door open. We again send it up the inside, and in the meantime get a second one as well. Here the guy ahead of us gets a little bit of a bad exit, but we have no time to lose. We just pulls alongside the first chance we get, and we just have to move forward. We have to move forward if we want to win that ticket. Here guy spins. We go up the inside again. Boom. We're now already up to P22. After the first two sectors, so we gained about 12 places, which is okay I think, but yeah, we still have about 21 people to go, so let's focus on getting a little bit more forwards. Here we are behind the 305, who is our teammate Stefan. Here we give him a little bit of a push. He notices behind us and he gives us a thumbs up. He decides to point me through because there's really no point in fighting, because we're just so much faster than these guys. Look at that, we go around the outside of the master there, we have so much better straight line speed than him. So we're now up to P20, focusing on the next guy ahead of us who has a Lewis Hamilton helmet. But yeah, like I said, we're a little bit towards the back of the field. We are so much faster. We go up the inside here and we now find ourselves behind teammate Peter, who is actually leading the master class at this moment. Yeah, I was talking about the master class in the previous heat. Or no, in heat 1 actually. We go up the inside here, which is a really cheeky move. One of the OG Kerpen moves. If you do an overtake there, you are officially not a Kerpen virgin anymore. But what I was saying, masterclass, basically the same as we run, only 10 kilograms heavier. This class is created for people who are a little bit heavier to still have a chance in racing. But here we have some chaos ahead of us, and we actually go around the outside of the car to crash there. In the meantime, Peter could overtake us again, but he's just waving us through because he just knows we are much faster and that there is no point in fighting us. Here the 388 does decide to defend, but he also backs out of it, as we're now already up into P16. The 302 goes a little bit off track there, but he too knows that we are just on a mission cutting through this field. He decides to point us through as well, and we're now up to P15. So we overtook half of the field in the first 3 laps, which is good. Now the field starts to spread out a little bit more because we are getting further up the field, and with drivers become a little bit faster and a little bit more experienced. So yeah, they become less and less slow the more we move up the field. We are now behind our teammate Yermo, who we are also rapidly gaining on. Cutting to the next lap here a little bit, you can already see how much we gained on him and how much more speed we could carry through that corner. We decide to go up the inside here. Again, he doesn't really fight us because he knows that there is no point. We are really on a mission. We are getting to that ticket. We are getting to the front, and all we have to do for that is just balls to the wall pushing, man. I was pushing like crazy, and these races, even though the circumstances suck, if you're a driver, you know that cutting your way through the field is one of the best experiences you can ever have in any race class, especially in karting. Here we catch up to the next group already. We are already up into the bumper of the 362, and yeah, we just have to wait patiently for the first opportunity in which we can do an overtake, which we will do at the end of the straight here probably, because we have a super fast engine. We also get a super good exit out of the final corner. We go up for the inside here. Unfortunately, my helmet camera cuts away there. Yeah, the way this thing works, it records 5-second clips, or no, 5-minute clips. And it separates the whole video basically into small segments of 5 minutes, and anything that happens exactly at the cut of 5 minutes got lost. So yeah, unfortunately one of those cuts happened during a double overtake, because we actually dive on 2 people here. Anyways, we're now catching back up to the we're now catching up to the 337, and again we get such a good exit and we have such a good engine that we can already overtake him here. He again points us through, seeing that there's no point in fighting us. So we're now up to P11, but as you can see, the gap ahead of us is absolutely massive. You actually cannot really see who's ahead of us. You can see them going at the end of the straight there, but there was absolutely no way we were going to catch the guys ahead of us. The gap is just too big. Or is it? Because actually, if we skip a little bit ahead, you can see that now, in lap 9, we're getting a little bit closer. I think we gained about 2 or 3 seconds on them, and they're now only maybe 20 kart lengths ahead, whilst it was more at the begining of the lap. or in the previous few laps. So we were definitely gaining. We actually were setting some pretty good lap times. Maybe we can gain them. Actually, we're about as fast as the leaders. Actually, we're going to set the fastest lap this lap. And who is it in front of us? It's our girlfriend Wietske. And also, it is the last lap. So isn't this just a recipe for disaster? Yeah guys, I know. This is going to be fun. We catch back up to Wietske on the last lap. We are right up her bumper now, setting the fastest lap time of the race in the meantime. She has a super good engine as well, so we don't really gain on her, but we just absolutely send it up the inside here, pushing the 322 ahead. We are now up into P10. Let's see if we can get some more positions by overtaking this guy here. Maybe Wietske can get past too, so I decide to just fully commit to the move. Fully commit to it, go towards the inside. He actually leaves us a little bit of room there and we sneak up the inside. But he's actually still around the outside there. We have to keep to the inside, go around the outside of the next corner. He pulls ahead a little bit. We keep our nose in it and we are up into P9. So we closed the gap of about, what was it, 7-8 seconds. Overtook them both. And now we're in P9 while setting the fastest lap. Karting can be crazy sometimes and we just completely turned it around. Getting up to P9 in the last lap. And we are definitely going to come across the line in P9, but because other guys had penalties, we finish in P7 with the fastest lap, so we get an extra point for that. Phew, what an end to a super up and down weekend. Practice was super frustrating with having the engine issues, but then really good again when we found out that the engine was indeed holding us back. When we got that fast engine, we were right on the pace again. We messed up quali, did a super good race in Heat 1. Then we got completely punished for absolutely nothing, which made the ticket slip away from us even more. Then we had a DNF, which definitely ruined our chances of getting that ticket. Only to end it with a super awesome race in the end. Yeah, what a weekend, guys. What a weekend.
Yeah, that weekend was stressful. With some really big highs, some really low lows. Yeah, basically karting in a nutshell. However, I do have to say, I feel like we definitely had some bad luck there. That penalty was just ridiculous. The chain braking without a clear reason was also completely ridiculous. And yeah, that basically means that it is now almost impossible to still go to the World Championship, which really sucks. So I did some mathematics, and if I still want a chance to win that ticket, I need to win every single race. Not only that, the entire top 10 in the championship needs to finish a few positions behind me, and I don't mean 1 or 2, but 10. That's how bad our situation is. So yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm giving up, but the odds are just very small. Now I still want to race at that World Championship because when we raced there last year we also had some incredible bad luck. I definitely want to have a rematch again this year, so I'm going to just flat out buy a ticket to the World Championship. And as you can probably imagine, that is not cheap. Luckily though, you guys can support me in getting there by becoming a member of this channel and giving me financial support every month. If you become a member, you get awesome perks like early access to videos, special videos for you, exclusive content. You can even get on a special Discord server with just me and some other members of the channel in there. Anyways, go have a look at what I have to offer you. Link is in the description, maybe there's something in there for you. Also, I want to do a massive shout out to that one guy who's already become a member on the KZ level. Big shout out to you, man. Speaking of shoutouts, I want to do a big shout out to the team. Not only have they provided me with an excellent mechanic, some excellent coaching which improved my driving a lot because I was way too slow on Friday and we really improved that. They also provided me with a super mechanic who I bonded with very well and who really helped to get the max out of the kart and out of me. So yeah, Team Pit Parts, big shout out to you. Go follow them on Instagram, name is on the screen right here. But with those shoutouts guys, I also come to the end of this video. Now if you enjoyed that rollercoaster of a video, definitely give this video a like, subscribe to the channel as well, you really help me when you do that. Also guys, don't forget to check out those memberships. It would really help me if you became a member. Ooh. Now, our situation in the championship is so bad not only because of this weekend but also because of the previous weekend where we had some mechanical issues which ruined our results. Go check out that video, it's on screen right here. This video is done however, see you guys next time. Peace.